What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Here We Golf. My name's Dan.
My name's Jay. Welcome to the Fanteam Fantasy Golf Podcast, powered by Fanteam.com. How do you see this one?
See it going well, lad. Better than last week. I had a disaster. Absolute disaster.
I had quite a good week, actually, to be honest with you. I thought it could have been a lot better last week. I was disappointed, though, because the week before I had JJ Spawn and I had Rory McIlroy in my team. But, yeah.
Can't have them every week, lad.
You can't have them every week. Well, you can, but, you know.
We can't have either of them this week.
No.
Not playing.
No. No, they're not.
Yeah. Players. Decent event, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wasn't vintage golf by any stretch. Like, it was... But it was like no one wanted to win it. It felt like at times. No one really made a charge.
JJ spawned it.
JJ did spawn it on the playoff earlier today.
He did. But it was a spectacle, though. It was a fifth major, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was engaging all weekend. Like, you couldn't take your eyes off it. It was good. Really good. Rory come out on top, win the second players, joining Scotty and Tiger, amongst others. So he
looked quite emotional as well, didn't he?
Yeah, it was big win for him, that one, wasn't it?
Massive.
Yeah, especially like after getting so close on so many occasions, not getting it over the line. I think he had to get this one done.
I think so, but wasn't he on a Palmer though, didn't he? A couple of weeks back.
Yeah, but it's an invitational. It's not like
still.
I mean, it's a strong field. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like it's not a big event with a cut and stuff like that. Like, this was a 4-day slog, really.
Yeah,
especially
with
the wind picking up on the weekend.
I didn't take into account with my picks last week.
5-day slog, Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah. I struggled because of the wind and the conditions. I think I probably would have gone a bit more heavy on players who were good into wind. Like Rory is a good wind player, remember? He comes on top of all the stats, so I might have given him but he was so expensive this week and I didn't feel like he had value, which I still believe because he didn't play very well, did he? He's just dangerous.
Yeah, I think it was there for the taking. If anyone wanted to go and win it, like it could have done. It's not like he dominated the field.
No.
We said on the main podcast, didn't we? He's only his second ever winner. He's shot less than 50% of fairways.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned that we knew that was the case, and thought it was unsustainable. Didn't think he'd be able to win at Sawgrass with that sort of driving accuracy. But he's managed to pick the rest of his game up, and he's done enough.
That's it.
I mean, it was handed to him today, wasn't it, in the playoff?
Someone shoots an 8 on a par 3, then it's the 17th at Sawgrass, but you're not coming back from that, are you?
Absolutely airmailed the green, didn't he? But
Rory was
made a
chatting.
hash of every other shot as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
he
did
approach shot,
didn't he?
and then he was chipping up, like he had to put the rough was cutting in, wasn't it, the fringe? So he elected to chip, and then he made a mess of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his head had gone by that point.
Spawn by name, spawn by nature.
He spawned. He was, I think they was there for the taking, but, Rory did it. And congratulations to him. So, should we move into this week, the Valspar Championship?
The Valspar, yeah. The last event on the Florida swing.
Yeah.
Copperhead Course, Innsbruck Resort in Tampa. Par 71, just over 7,300 yards. Last year's winner's Peter Malnati.
Yeah.
Who's not
massive
done a great...
shock. Massive shock last year.
Yeah. It's not a massive shock that he's not done anything since either. Yeah, it was out the blue, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a lot smaller purse this week, $8.7 million and 500 FedEx Cup points. It's not to be sniffed at.
No.
Well, last week's obviously 25 million, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. How do you see it?
I'm just going to touch on the weather because last week it played out across Thursday and Friday, didn't it? That it didn't really affect them. It didn't pick up on either day. Obviously it did on the weekend, but you can't control that. Whereas the AM, PM, tea times, you kind of look for the weather to see if there's a bit of advantage to the game. Now, at the time of recording, we don't know the tea times yet. But the weather looks like it's going to play a part on them first 2 days.
Yeah.
So forecast right now, we're recording on Monday night. There's a big swing between the AM and PM waves in terms of the weather. So there's a light breeze on Thursday morning forecast, and it picks up and gets pretty gusty in the afternoon. That gusty wind stays there through Friday morning and then dips down into the afternoon groups. So you're looking at, if the weather stays the same, you're looking at Thursday morning, Friday afternoon groupings as your potential players to pick. The afternoon, Thursday, Friday morning lot could get the short straw and have a bit of a difficult time of it. So you obviously, by all means, pick your teams, but I would be conscious of that. Have a little check on Wednesday of the weather, and if it's still saying the same, just go and revisit and see who's playing at what time, and then reconsider if you've got any of them Thursday afternoon guys.
Yep.
So we've got a par 71, as I say, 7,300 yards, of 5 par 3s.
Mad.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 par 5s as well. So
it's nice to see that, isn't it?
5 par 3s, and then the layout of the.
Love that. I'd love to see
you
a
don't
course.
see that many, do you?
I'd love to see a course with like 10 par 5s and, you know, just a couple of par 4s.
Yeah.
How much scoring would you get off that?
Yeah, I can't remember who put it out, but I saw something on X the other day. Like someone was clamouring for like a 6-6-6, a 6 of each.
Yeah. Why not?
Would that be?
It'd be the scoring would be so much better, but even in the par 3s, it's harder to score on a par 3, isn't it? So
balance the test out a bit.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you've got with them 5 par 3s, and then the layout of the course very similar to Sawgrass in terms of dynamic and with the fairway and grass type and all that. So you want to be hitting the ball well off the tee, but you need to be accurate again.
Yeah.
Like we were proven, Rory proved us wrong last week.
That was a freak. That was a freak result, though. For
it was out the blue. So yeah, ball striking off the tee, but then you got these long approaches into the par 3s. 195 yard par 3, 235 yard, 200, and another 215.
Yeah,
215s on the back nine actually. So they're long par 3s, and you're driving into areas where you've got 175 to 200 plus yard in as well. So you need to be dialed in from that 175 plus range. Something to bear in mind as well.
Absolutely. I think the course it's got loads of tree line fairways as well, so you've got to be accurate because you're going to be punished again like Sawgrass.
Very comparable to last week, yeah.
Very comparable.
Yeah. Tree line fairways, protected by water and bunkers again. So yeah, ball strikers. You got the snake pit as well. There's the final 3 holes. So like Sawgrass last week, got the sort of famous stretch. The last 3 at the Copperhead is known as the snake pit, 16, 17, 18, which is a notoriously difficult stretch as well. So it's crucial to determining the outcome of the tournament. It could be won and lost in them last 3 holes.
Yeah, so I think going for me, stroke gained approach in the model, driving accuracy, and stroke gained around the green was part of my big model this week. Just because they're having big long shots in, aren't they? From the second shots and into the par 3, so you've got to be decent dialed in with your irons. So yeah, that was but I did find it very difficult because the players who were picked last week have now shot up in value.
Yeah,
like Lucas Glover and Alex Smalley.
There,
no, it's like
Michael Kim who missed the cup, but
yeah,
everyone was on that bandwagon. He's shot up in price as well.
Yeah, so for me, I've gone heavy. Well, not locked in yet, but I'm thinking Tommy Fleetwood, consistent ball striking. Probably his best chance to win on the PGA Tour. Still not won a PGA Tour event, has he? So,
yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the thing when we're talking about approaches in from such a distance. He's on it at the minute.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and he's not small off the tee as well. He is quite accurate. He's not as accurate as he once was. It's just his putter for me. It's just.
But like, not necessarily a massive factor this week. Obviously, you want to be able to putt, but because you're coming in from such a distance, the chances are you're going to be a two putt's probably going to be good on most greens.
Yeah.
So you want someone who's a decent lag putter, as opposed to we know Tommy's really struggles when he needs a birdie from sort of 6 7, 8, 9, 10 feet out, you don't have any confidence in him in holding it, do you?
No.
But if it's an advantage to you this week to hit the green and to get the 2 putt, whereas having to miss the green and get up and down, then he's one to.
Yeah, he's a good scorer, isn't he? He does make a decent amount of birdies for what his putter does let him down, and with the 4 par 5s as well, you pretty much guaranteed a birdie on each par 5 on the PGA Tour, aren't you? It's not difficult. We got any more picks?
Yeah, we'll stick to the structure last week, and we'll go through the sort of tiers.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get down to the lower priced guys, there's got to be tiers because it's not great.
It's really difficult this week.
It's horrible. Headliner this week got Xander Schauffele.
Yeah.
Only for his world ranking, not for his form.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Not for me.
Just collapsed, didn't he? On the he made the cut and then finished dead last out of them guys who made the cut.
Did you see his media, his interview? He was very cagey about how he's going to get on this week as well. I just don't believe he's.
I did read that actually. There's murmurings that he might not actually turn up here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's really struggled with injury, and it might be a good idea for him to just sit this one out and recover fully. He's
playing TGL tonight, so good to see how he gets on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to see, regardless of his world ranking, you want to see a bit of form from him at least.
Yeah.
Before you consider him picking him, especially when the Fanteam are throwing him at 21 million as well.
I just don't understand it.
That is like I'll say it a lot when we're covering this series. We want to look for value rather than
just going for the favourites.
Yeah.
For me though, there's not enough. There's not enough. I don't know. There's a few blurred lines for me this week in value in tiers. I think the first tier is 20 million plus, but when you've got like Sam Burns and Seb Straka at 20 million, Shane Lowry at 19.4 million, Corey Connors at 19.2 million, where are the tiers there? There's no sort of direct mid tier because I'd put them players in the mid tier.
I'd put. Yeah, like it's. From when if you look at the world ranking, it's pretty condensed there, isn't it? Them three three guys at the top, and then sort of Seb Straka down them. But from a fantasy perspective, the form that people are in, I'd probably sort of consider Lowry down to Connors as a premium pick. Like Connors has had another good week at Sawgrass there, and then you're sort of looking at I'd be wanting to have at least one or two of them if you're going for a sort of stars and scrubs.
That's my thinking this week, because I think Justin Thomas is clearly, we've seen him shot a 61 round Sawgrass. He's clearly got the game for it. He's playing well at the moment. I know he had a few blobs, but I can't rule him out for this week. Him and Fleetwood have got to be in my team. So it's 2 stars and the rest of the scrubs, for me, definitely. I see value in a couple of the 13, 14 million guys, you see.
Oh, you shed a bit of light on that when we get to it, because I'm struggling that. I mean, Thomas, like you said there, he's just had an absolute lights out day there on Friday, hasn't it? Just unbelievable.
Big confidence builder as well.
Yeah. Struggled a little bit in the wind on the weekend, but I mean, compared to how some people struggled, he did okay.
Yeah, he did.
Pair of 73s.
Yeah.
So, in this field, he should absolutely be in the mix. But at 21.4 million, is he value?
I think he is.
Do you reckon?
I think he is.
We've got up there as well, Seb Straka.
He's
absolute model of consistency, isn't he?
He is, but I just don't see him as value this week at 20 million. I think that's too expensive for me.
Do you reckon?
With Fleetwood and Thomas, yeah.
See, I think he's perfect in this field, and he's had one miscut this year. But we're going to go back to the start of sort of 25 again, and he's had that miscut, and his worst result otherwise was a tie for 30th. Like he's won.
Oh yeah, he's very consistent.
He's had 2 top 10s. He's just finished 14th last week in a tough challenge at Sawgrass in a similar event to this.
Yeah.
So he's 20 million, but I think he's not only he's consistent. He's playing consistently well, and this is a weaker field than last week.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I think he'd be in a mix.
Yeah, I just think it's for me. It's just I don't know.
If you want Thomas and Fleetwood, you're struggling putting him in as well because that's pretty much spot 62 million, something like that.
Yeah.
That leaves you with less than 40 million for the other 3 players.
5 picks out of 6, yeah. And then you're done. No underdog.
But yeah, I like Fleetwood and Straka out of them 4. I'm considering at the minute, and then you've got Sam Burns next to. I think he's priced based on his course history, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played really well past. Is it 2 times? He's got 2 top 10 finishes, hasn't he?
He won in 21 and 22. Yeah. I've not actually done the research to see where he's finished since. But yeah, like he's not exactly been thereabouts every week from what I can gather. Like he's not in form at the minute, and he's way down on my model.
Yeah.
So I'm not one I want to consider really at the price. I think if you're picking him based on the fact that he's won here twice and nothing else really.
When you look at just
his best finish in 2025 is tied 8th at the Century, and since then he's not been inside the top 20.
No,
missed the cut last week as well. And one of the key things, if I'm looking at him there, is that his approach play, it's in the red most weeks.
Yeah.
He lost 10 strokes at the Arnold Palmer and 4 last week on approach, which isn't good enough in this.
A 19.6 million. That's absolutely wacky, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're picking him. If you're picking him, you're picking him because he's won here twice in the past.
Yeah.
Might well be just a horse for the course, and he might turn up again. But I'd want to see more in his overall game. Recently.
Fair
to be considering him at all.
Yeah.
And then you've got Lowry and Connors who are just sort of
both playing well, yeah.
Playing well, not really threatening.
But at that price, it's not for me, I don't think.
No. Yeah, Lowry.
I can see why you'd pick him. Especially Lowry is great form and everything, but 19.4 million for Lowry.
You never know if he gets sort of if these players struggle in this wind this week.
He's put a links player in.
He's one of the guys in the field who have got the credentials in wind.
Him and Tommy.
So I wouldn't completely dismiss him. But yeah, like you say, at the price, he's only just a tad under Fleetwoods and Strackers. So yeah, if you can find the money to get to him, you're probably going to be like, squeeze a bit more out and get to Stracker or Fleetwood.
That's it. Agreed. Moving to Jordan Spieth at 18.2 million. I don't see where that's come from, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Again, he's won this in the past, so there'll be a bit of that and a bit of just the name, really. He's still all over the place when you watch him. Like don't get me wrong, he's got like every shot in his locker because he has to, because he's so erratic. And he's fun. It's really great to watch. I love watching him.
Yeah, he's class. Did you see him smashing his clubs up last week, though?
I didn't.
The players. There you go. His head's in the wrong place, isn't he? So for 18.2 million, not a chance, mate.
No.
Will Zalatoris, though, started really well at the
good lag putter. Really struggled with his putting this week, but like we mentioned, not necessarily the biggest factor in this week. Comes quite high up on my model, actually. But he's just under them guys at that price.
I just don't see value in that whatsoever.
He's been priced horribly there.
Very difficult, isn't it, picking this week?
His approach plays good, stats-wise. That's why he's quite high up on the model. He's making cuts as well. They expect him to make it this week as well. So Yeah. One to consider. Depends on your structure, really.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
At 18.6.
I don't think there's going to be many mid-tier players in my team this week.
Just running through this first page of the pricing them. Michael Kim,
Yep.
Alex Smalley, both underdog considerations last week.
And now look at them.
And they're just, I don't think you can pick them at the price.
Priced out completely.
Yeah.
Especially Michael Kim, given that he missed the cut as well. How he's been priced at 18 million, I don't know.
It's the fact that he's been in form, isn't it? He's missed that cut. I'd expect him to bounce back and make the cut, but at 18 million.
7 million more than last week, though. Crazy.
And Smalley again. He had a nightmare there on 17, didn't he? He was 17 on Sunday.
Yeah, poor lad.
Yeah, he's unlucky.
But he's right in there, wasn't he?
He was consistent all week and then just struggled on Sunday. But yeah, price hiked up.
Same with Glover. Glover's been hiked right up, hasn't he?
But yeah, he's high up on my model, though, really high up on the model this week.
He was on mine last week. Proved to be a good pick, to be fair.
Great shout that by you last week, though.
He was third in my model.
Because he didn't show up on mine, so I had no sort of consideration for him at all. But yeah, price hike this week, but I'm still under consideration, given the field, given the similarities to Sawgrass. He's in a consistent bit of form at the minute.
Yeah.
The last one I want to mention is potentially Luke Clanton. But I think that's just more a bit of a nostalgic sort of, just wanting him to do well because he's...
Yeah, I don't think he's worth 17 million of anyone's money because he's an underdog for me. He's a massive underdog.
Yeah.
He'd only be getting picked if he was 10, 11 million.
Yeah, he's...
Monies.
Monies, yeah. Hovland there at the bottom of the first page. You could put him 12 million, I wouldn't pick him. He's so out of form, isn't he? He's so out of form. He's all over the place, poor guy. And he's got a game. He's got the game as well, hasn't he?
He has, he's class.
I can see us going down this page a bit quicker than we did the last.
The only ones I considered on this page was Jake Knapp because of his 59 the other week. He's clearly got the game for it.
Did well against the players, didn't he?
Didn't pull up any trees, but he did reasonable, didn't he?
He did.
Still very lovely, really, really lovely tempo to his swing, hasn't he? But at that price, he's just underneath.
I think he's pulled up trees there, Pulled up plenty of trees. He's finished tied for 12th.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that, to be honest with you.
And it's consistent as well, 69, 68, 72, 73.
I thought he was way further down. I don't know why I thought that, to be honest. But
yeah.
No, that's he's just entered me.
But he's not on me. Not on my model
for this week.
I'm not looking at Nap really.
Similar weeks, though, isn't it?
Yeah. In that sort of list as well.
I think he's in Nap.
Thigala is sort of a top name that household name nowadays, but way down on the model for me.
Yeah, me too. Nowhere near. None of these players in this are anywhere near my model, to be honest. So I don't think any of them will make it into the team.
Shout out to Niergaard Peterson, though, DP World Tour. Recently on the DP World Tour as well, and he's absolutely just taken America by storm as well now. Just smashing the world of golf. I think he could be the next big thing,
Yeah, definitely. Good player, isn't he?
Absolute class player. Like, he's come straight onto the DP World Tour. In his first 4 starts, he's had a 10th and a 2nd, and then he's gone to Puerto Rico, first PGA Tour start, and finished 2nd as well. Might not show up too much on the models because of the lack of PGA Tour stats, but just on those few DP World Tour starts this year, his strokes gained an approach there, 7, 1, and 6 out of the 4 starts.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's pretty solid. If you're looking at a balanced team, if you are going to go down that route, he's absolutely consideration. So he's priced because he's a bit of an unknown. Yeah, I think he's probably better than that price. I'd probably put him at maybe a bit of stick another million on him. And Dietrich won recently as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
But that was a bit out the blue. That was at the Phoenix one. That was Phoenix, wasn't he? Yeah. So he's held off quite a good field there.
Was it?
Yeah. And then also on that page, you've got Kitayama as well.
Yeah.
Dietrich's so far down on the model. I think that Phoenix win, pretty sure it was Phoenix. I'm going to get confirmation of that there now. Yeah, Phoenix win was out the blue. Like, he's put up great numbers that week, but he's followed it up by a 53rd and then 2 missed cuts.
Yep.
So I'm not considering that at all. Anyone else on that page?
No one. For me. Absolutely no one.
No. Let's skip on to page 3.
Wee.
Geno's. Few interesting ones. Again, if you're looking at a balanced team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Billy Horschel.
Yeah, good picker, 14.8 million. Quite good win player. Good world ranking. Form's not so good, but he can pull it out from wherever he wants. Billy Horschel, I don't think he's a form player.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not a consideration for me because he does just seem to just play pretty badly, and then every now and again he'll show up.
Yeah.
These days, anyway.
There's one player that's definitely making it into my team on this page, and that is. Let me just get his stats up.
There's 2 potentials for me. I've got currently in my draft is McGreevy.
Yeah.
And the other one, Doug Gim.
Yeah, Doug Gim's high on my model, but Adam Haswin is very high on my model. He's made 5 out of 8 cuts. He's played 8 events. He has past champion in 2017 with also multiple strong finishes at this event. So obviously he's got good familiarity with the course, and he's got a really good iron play, strokes gained, accuracy as well. I think for 14.4 million, that's where I see value in this week. And I think he may be my underdog. No, sorry, he won't be my underdog. There's plenty more below him.
Yeah, not a lot of consideration here for me, which is probably going to lead me to a Stars and Scrubs lineup at this rate, to be honest, because it's just not great, is it?
No.
Really, like, overpriced guys here.
Yeah.
Anything on page 4?
Yeah.
It says a lot that we're on page 4 of 9. We're already down to 14 million. And we'll look at the names we're looking at.
I'm going to put them in. I'm going to be putting them in.
You're putting them in, lad?
I'm putting them in.
Who are you putting in, lad?
Andrew Putnam. He's really high on me. He's actually second on my model.
Is he?
Yeah. And he's at 13 million.
Putting him right up there.
I'm putting him right in. 13.8 million. Absolutely. I do see some value in Ollison. He's played well this season on the DP World Tour. He's won already, hasn't he? Ryan Fox, I wouldn't go anywhere near him. He's just not in form whatsoever for me. And nobody else really on that page for me.
Got half an eye on Kevin Roy. he's high up on the model. For the price, he's just finished second in Puerto Rico. Excuse me. Either side of that, he's missed cuts. He's missed cuts at the players and the cognizance, but they're like different level fields, right?
Yeah.
He's had a 17th in New Mexico. We're drawn at Farmers, so we can sort of waive that one.
Yeah.
And then an 18th at the American Express as well. So he's obviously not the level, and I'm not expecting him to win. But you take out them 3 top class fields that he's played in this season, he's actually performed all right. So in this group, when you take out the top 6 or 8, he's probably got the capability of making the cut.
Yeah.
So for the price and the boxes he ticks in terms of his approach play and stuff, I think he's potentially could just be a cut maker and get you through the weekend.
That's one of the things that let me down big time this week was Michael Kim not making the cut. He only got 40 points, and the rest of them made the cut, got a really decent score. If he had made the cut, would have been way up there, I think. Yeah,
he was highly owned though, wasn't he? So a lot of people will have been in a similar boat. There wasn't too many people who got 6 through the week.
No, not at all. And for good reason as well. Page 5? Or are you still on page 4?
Nothing on page 4 for me. Little cheeky mention for Joel Damon is a ball striker on his day.
Yeah.
Too inconsistent though.
Yeah.
He'll either go and finish top 20 or he'll finish last.
Yeah. I've got a guaranteed pick on page 5. A 13.4 million.
Are you going to say 13.6 then? Sig.
Mr. Rosner.
I like Nico Acaveria. Big fan of this guy.
Yeah.
Like to see him do well, but he's gone off the boil a bit recently, so I'm not picking him.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing else comes up on my model. Pot Geeter doesn't suit him because he sends it a mile, but there's too many trees
into the water.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brian Campbell for me, definitely making it into my team. He is first on shots gained around the green, which when you're putting it in from putting them in from 175 to 225 yards, you need to be good around the greens, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And if he's first and he's 13.4 million, that's a big green flag for me. He's already won once this year, hasn't he? He beat Potgeeter in the playoff 2 weeks ago. He's not very long off the tee. Like Potgeeter was absolutely smashing him, but his game, his shots gained off the tee, on approach, accuracy, and around the green puts him definitely in my team this week. Such a value pick.
Yeah, he'd not come up on my model, so I hadn't looked at him, but it's a good shout to be fair.
He's in form, isn't he?
Yeah.
We missed the cut the week after, but I think we've seen that, haven't we?
Yep. I'm not. You still on page 5 here?
Yep.
Yeah. There's nothing on there for me. Nothing that comes up on my model. Nothing of any interest.
Nope.
Just quickly scanning past Anton Rosner the Biff. We fantasy DP World Tour fans will know why
we don't pick him anymore.
We are not fans of him. Next page. Them top 2.
Yeah.
Crop up on me model and me thinking, but I won't be picking Meissner. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Meissner. He comes up. Meissner. Comes up because he's really good, long iron player. But everything else lets him down.
The form's just absolutely terrible.
Dreadful form as well, yeah. So yeah, he takes one box, but nothing else.
Yep.
And then Bryce Garnett comes up again. I mentioned him last week. He just missed the cut.
Yeah.
It's not as good a field. And he didn't play dreadfully well. It was just, he just struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's now made 5 out of 6 cuts instead of making every cut. No reason to think he can't bounce back. He ticks a lot of boxes, and that's 13.2.
Yeah.
I think. Could potentially be my underdog this week, I think.
My underdog's on this page.
Is he?
Henrik Norlander.
Sounds like a Game of Thrones character.
Yeah, it does. Reason being is he's just high in my model compared to he's 4th in shots gained on approach. He's 58th in around the green, which isn't, it sounds bad, but it's actually not that bad, 58, considering how many players are in this leaderboard.
Yep.
And driving accuracy is 16th. So for such a value pick there, I just think no one else in the midfield, in the mid-range, screams at me. So for me, it's got to be a stars and scrubs week for me this week. I think everyone's been priced out, really. I don't think as many players are going to get them all in, the players that they want. So you either go big on the 2 players that you think are going to do well out the top bracket, because they will. Bound to do the top 10 finish, most of them lads.
Go big.
And then the outside picks. An insight into how our mind works there. Feel free to copy our teams.
Don't copy mine. I'm not having a good time with it in the old fan team. I'm just skipping through the pages here, and I'm trying to find. Oh, he's up there at 14 million. I missed him. Rico Hoey. Is it Hoey or Hoey or Hoy?
No, I'm not.
He struggled to start 2025, but in the last 3 weeks, he's gone 25th, 26th, 33. His strokes gained off the tee, approach around the green, tee to green. He ticks a lot of boxes. Just his putting letting him down. So if he can just get up and around the green and get a few lag puts up close, he could be making the cut. It's 14 million, so he's one of them to consider in the mid range. Oh. Don't know why that's so funny, lad.
I've never heard of him in my life. He's just someone I've never come across.
He's chilling.
Okay.
He's another player who's top player for approach and from 175 yards plus. And he's just seems to have clicked in the last few weeks after a string of bad results. And this is obviously not as hard as the Cognizant and the players. So it's worth considering.
Yeah, hilarious.
Don't you mocking yourself there, lad? I don't know why it was so funny.
I can't. I just never seen that coming.
Right. What page are we on here now?
The last one.
The last one.
I don't think I can. I've got nobody else.
Page 8, nothing. I've got nothing. Nate Lashley came up high on my model, and then when you look at his results, it's absolutely dreadful.
What about Giant Cock?
What's his actual name?
Greg.
Is it?
Yeah.
Greg Koch. Oh dear.
Luke Donald's not going to win.
He's bringing up the rear there at 12 million.
Who? Giant Cock.
Oh. So much yours. So fucking much yours. So, have you got...
Paul Merrick's not going to do well, is he?
No.
Costa del Sol.
On that then, have you got a draft put together team?
Yeah. I've got Adam Hadwin. No. Let me start on the top tier first, actually. I've got Justin Thomas and Tommy Fleetwood in the team. As mentioned before, I've got to. I just think that they're both value picks, even at the high price, with people at the similar price points, such as Seb Stracker and Glover and everything. They're going in. So I've had to go sort of a few lower budget picks. So I've gone Adam Hadwin. He's won here before. Good strong finishes here. So I think he's going in the team. Brian Campbell, due to his shot around the green and his win the other week. I think if he makes the cut, I'll be happy with that. Underdog of Norlander, only because he has got some good stats on my model and he's right up there. But obviously I can't have everyone. He's right up there as well because obviously I wouldn't have enough money. So I've got to have someone who's making up the numbers. And then finally, Andrew Putnam. He's actually second in my model. So for me, it's a no-brainer. 13 million. Making it right into the team. Myself.
Yeah. Mine's very, very rough draft. I want to mention before, the weather's going to play a big part of this. So if these were all out in the afternoon on Thursday and the weather's still up, I could, just get rid of them all. But quick draft I've thrown together as it stands. I've got 3 quite high price players in Fleetwood, Seb Stracker and Lucas Glover. And then it's not great, It's not great. McGreevy, it's all right. McGreevy, I'm happy with. I can't say his name without laughing. Oh, sorry, Kevin Roy, 14.2 million. Honestly, I'm picking him. I've never heard of the guy.
I'm laughing. It's just.
And but he's so far up on the model. He's so far up on the model for his price. But like I say, he could well get changed. Jay's made a good case for Putnam there is a little bit cheaper. And then my underdog at the minute is Bryce Garnett. I mentioned him last week, and he just missed the cut. In this weaker field, I think he's got a good chance of making the cut and just ticking over nicely for me throughout the weekend. So,
Yeah.
Team as it stands, likely to change, and yeah. There we go, Fanteam.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantasy podcast in a
I think
nutshell.
I think it's hard this week due to the nature of the beast.
Some rough pricing there.
The pricing's really gone up on most of the players that we would have picked up, I think so. I think it's got to be a Stars and Scrubs week, which is fine. It makes it more interesting. We don't know anything about ownership at the moment yet because it's too early. But
yeah, keep an eye on the weather. Reach out in the comments as well. Let us know what your tactics or strategy are. Obviously, not expecting to score as your team, but just any sort of thoughts on our takes on it, really, and see whether you're going down a different route or not. Anyone in the mid-price bracket that we've not considered, you might have your eye on.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
All done.
one from me.
Yeah, I've been Jay.
I've been Dan.
See you next time on the Fanteam Fantasy Golf Podcast.
On Here We Golf.